everyone. I am a part of the Same Six Wednesday. We did it last year and it was so much fun, and I was asked if I would do it again this year, and of course the answer is yes, because it's just way too much fun. So this time our 6 individuals are Lisa Conway of Lisa's Eclectic Life, Tanya McGuire, me, Maria, Lori, and what's her name? Jamie APG. So I've already pulled my stuff out and I'll give you a peek of it. So what we have, this is my paper I'm going to work on. And she wrote a beautiful little note and told us everything, what was in it. And then it's on this gorgeous paper. And you know how I like painty papers. So we have a nickel coin roll. And we have some kind of bonus stamp page, she said. A Tim Holtz photo booth strip, music paper, burlap ribbon, and there was a little star image of a Mexican loteria game, and I think I lost it because I did peek at these when they came in, so I'm not sure if I lost it, and if I did, it'll show up. I did go through all the other envelopes and make sure I didn't put it in the wrong place, but I just printed myself one because, you know, I really, really, really like to use all 6 items. Sometimes it's hard, but that's my plan. So with that being said, let me give you a little bit of an idea of what I'm kind of planning on doing. I was going to start with a finished book and just do them in the book. And then I thought, no. Well, somewhere or another, I have all of these papers in this off-white color of 7 by 11 paper. Where did that come from? I don't know. I have no idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half. And this is my page. I'm going to put them together in a little different way. I've only done one other book this way, so I'm kind of hoping it works good. This is my main page, but I think I will do this side. So I will probably work on it like this, but they don't necessarily have to go together. So I already have this one folded and it's ready to go. So this is going to be my first page using Jamie Lynn's stuff. Okay, so of course, you know, you always think you got to ink the edges, and I kind of get that. You know, I don't like plain old paper, and I just happen to have inked up my walnut stain. So I have this new stencil that I just got for Christmas, and I'm thinking this will make an amazing background. Simple but pretty. Basically just going for a little bit of texture and pattern in the background. I got several new stencils lately. All big, open, swirly kind of things. I really like that. So here we have some of her stamps, like green stamps, but they're kind of pink and blue. And I wanted them off so that I could use them. My first intentions were to go around the edge of the page, but I didn't like that. So I'm using first of all, from Silhouette, it's the little spatula, and then I switched to this really thin ruler to slip them all off the page. And it's a little bit time consuming, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. So here I have them off, and I kind of play around and see where I want to put them for sure. Not all of them did I take off, but a lot of them. Here I'm trying to decide for sure what to do with those. And I've decided that I am going to coat them with matte medium because I'm going to use them as a pocket, which I actually forgot to film and had to add on at the end. So I set them out of the way so they could dry and I could go on with my project. Then I take the one that's a little bit kind of tore up and help rough it up a little bit more, get a little ink on it. Get my glue stick. Put lots of glue on there and burnish it. I think a little bit of heat from your hand burnishing it too helps. Maybe it's just in my head, but hey, it's okay. So now I'm going to take the ribbon and the photo strip and deciding how I want to put them on there. I decided that both ends needed to be frayed, so I'm doing the other end. Takes me a little while to get it figured out exactly what I want to do. And of course, I have to tear up Jamie's note because I like that blue paper. I'm using my ruler to get a little bit of the tear on it so I don't have to worry about it too much. Notice there's a little blue in the dress of that girl, so it kind of all ties together. And I'm wanting to leave it as a pocket, which I'll explain why here in a little bit. So first we're going to glue the blue down. Making it perfect, of course. Now I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Me and the bottle cap are having a problem there. And I'm just going to put a little bit on it. A little here, a little there, a little more there than here, I think, but it's getting the glue. Decided I better take it off the card before I ruin it. So I put it on there, and of course it's a lot thicker, so I need to make sure it stays on there. I pull off some masking tape, and I tape it down, trying to cover the whole thing. And then I'm going to get my little bone folder kind of tool and rub it in really good, trying to make sure some of the tape gets stuck on the paper, not just the burlap. And my only reason for doing that is so that I don't have the whole thing sticking down and being glued down, because I really want it to be a little tuck side pocket. So I decide I better clamp it because moving it around to do the rest of it, I'm probably going to mess it up really good. Especially since I can't even get the clamps on right. So now I find my nickel roller, and I'm gonna lay it there, and I'm gonna grab a little more of that blue paper, just kind of, I don't know, mat the picture or the ticket coin roller paper thing. Yeah, my words are lost tonight. So I'm just gonna glue it down and keep on going. So I've got both pieces glued down. And while you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh, she forgot to close the bottom and she wanted to make it a pocket. Well, I do remember that down the way a little bit. So, happy with this. I'm going to go to the next page. And here's where the camera messed up, or maybe I should say user messed up. And I totally had it on pause while I did the whole second page, or at least the majority of it. So since I forgot to hit the record button, we now have the page almost done. It's basically tore a chunk of the music paper and a chunk of the blue and the little card that I printed. Inked it up a little bit, trying to keep that bottom part of the blue showing because it was darker and it really went well with the Lotteria card. So now I'm taking the little piece of music paper that I had left over, one of the pieces I should say, and I'm squaring it up a little bit so that it will tuck into that little pocket right there. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm going to use that to write the names of my people. You see, we have a young lady, a man, and a woman. And I don't know what their names should be, but I think they should have names. So get a good look, and in the comments below, tell me what you think their names should be. I want someone else to choose this time because I come up with some super silly names. So there we go. The young lady, the man, and the woman. Even though the woman looks pretty young. Now write them in there, maybe a story about them, how they met, where they live, something. I don't care. I just think it needs a story. So now, I think that we still need some tickets over there. The little tiny tickets. And so I'm going to find this little piece and put it on there. And I'm going to call that good. And like I said earlier, I'm sure everyone's going, wait, what about the stuff she put the matte medium on? Well, that'll show up a little bit later because I kind of forgot it. And this is also where I'm going to fix the pocket that doesn't close. I try all kinds of places and I just don't like it. It's just not going to work for me. So that's when it's the aha moment. And it's like, oh wait, I didn't close the pocket. Don't you just love an aha moment? So now I'm just kind of inking the edges of all my pieces I've put down. Not a perfect edge, just enough to get a little depth and shadow. I just like it when the items look like they're just popping off the page. Trying to get all the edges. I'm sure I missed some, but that's okay. So now I'm thinking it's done. And I go get my really new fun pen. And I decide we need to doodle the edges. Of course. I always seem to have to outline the edges. I think all my years of coloring outside of the lines, I've decided I need to make some new lines, and that's maybe where my outlining's coming from. That's my theory. I'm sure it's incorrect, but it's all good. So just doing some little rough lines, nothing fancy. Gonna go around a few of the pieces. I don't think I get them all. And of course, I'm not worrying about whether they're straight and perfect and match the corners and all that, because that's what I like. See, I figure if you draw messy lines and the picture has a few messes in it, it's going to look like it's supposed to be that way. So my pen's kind of giving me a little bit of trouble. I love the pen, but I have found out that if I go too fast, it doesn't want to give me ink. So I'm working on it, going a little bit slower. Not quite there yet, but I'm getting there. So here is what's going in my pocket. It is a popsicle stick or tongue depressor that's been painted and stamped. And I have it going all different directions, trying to figure out which color end I want in there. And you'll see in the picture which one I chose. I really wanted the orange, but it didn't win. And here I'm going to show you a little bit of how I'm going to be able to decorate that. I'm using my punch, and if you use this punch, notice that the pokey down part that punches the hole has teeth in it. You always want to make sure you put your hole to punch horizontally, not that way, not vertically, because if you do, it tends to split if you do it up and, straight up and down with the tool. I don't have a lot of problem with it. Once I figured that out, I've never split one. So now we'll put that in. I'm going to put some fibers and stuff on it, and maybe a little embellishment or two, some beads, I don't know. But the way I'm going to finish the book, I'm going to use string to tie it. So I'm kind of waiting until I figure out exactly what string or cord or fiber I want to use to put it together. So here's where I just turn off the camera and I think, oh my goodness, I am done. And that's when I realized. So here's my page after I decided to put the pocket in. It's nice and strong and sturdy with the matte medium on it. And I took it over to the sewing machine and sewed it on just to be a little more secure. The stitching won't be seen anyway because it's going to be on the back side. I took a little piece of the painting paper and made a tab with some scraps laying on the table, put it on the music paper, and now I have a cute little ticket, tab, journaling spot, whatever I want to do with it right there. So now I'm finally done, and I'm showing you that I finally decided to use the blue side up. Yes, orange is my favorite color, and I really wanted to use it, but as you see, it just really clashes. Or at least it did for me. So I'm leaving it like this, and I'm happy with it. Maybe I can add a little orange in the fibers. Thanks for watching.